Hey guys, it's Chris from Steeda, and today we're going to be talking about these beautiful red GT350R brake calipers, along with Hawk Performance ceramic pads. We'll go ahead and do a product review for both of those products and an installation as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So if you have a 2016 plus Shelby GT350 and you're looking to take it to the next level when it comes to your brakes, the GT350R brake caliper kit would be the way to go. It gives you that beautiful red finish that the GT350Rs have. You don't have to worry about painting your calipers or powder coating them or anything like that. If you want to get that red look, these come right like this out of the box. It's a perfect upgrade for anyone that's looking to go from those boring gray calipers to red, outstanding looking GT350R caliper. In my particular situation, I picked up my car used. It's a 2018, and the calipers looked like, well, the previous owner probably washed them with like acid-based wheel cleaner and let them sit on hot brakes. It's not pretty. So this was the perfect fit. Picked up these calipers, and on top of that, pairing it with my favorite brake pad, Hawk Performance ceramic pads. These are the optimal street performance pads, in my personal opinion. The HPS 5.0 is a step down from this. It's more of a stock replacement. And if you want to get meatier, the HPS or even the DTC track pads if you plan on tracking your GT350. If you're looking for more information on Hawk Performance brake pads, we've done 2 major tests when it comes to street and track testing on all of their brake pad offerings when it comes to Mustang. So be sure to check that link in the top right-hand corner for those videos. All right, before you start anything, you want to take care of these pins. Unlike the GT calipers where you can actually pull the brake pads out of the back side, 350 calipers are actually, you got to get the caliper off before you can get the brake pads out. So we're getting these pins out first. They come out pretty easy. Then at that point, you're ready to unbolt the brake hose from the back side, which is a 13 millimeter. It's always a good idea to have something to catch the brake fluid, because that stuff's nasty. And at this point, you're ready to pull the caliper off. That takes a T60 Torx bit, right here at the top, right here at the bottom. Keep a hand on it, set the bolts aside. Brake pads should be loose. So you pull the brake pads out. And keep in mind we have our Hawk brake pads, so we can set these aside. Then you want to get the hardware out of the caliper. Best way to do that. And then reinstall it on your new caliper right here. And you grab your Hawk brake pad. You want the squeaker to be on the outside right here. So this side goes towards the logo. Then the other side. At this point, you have a loaded caliper with the hardware and the brake pads both installed. We'll go ahead and take care of the pins once the caliper's on the car. Just try to get the top one started. Keep in mind you're kind of on the clock right now because you have brake fluid leaking into this bucket here. Keep in mind you do want to do the final turn by hand. Then at this point, ready to hook your brake line back up. Make sure you get the old crush washer off of the old bolt. You'll reuse the bolt, but you want to get new crush washers. This will ensure a good seal for your brake line. Pull out the rubber hose on the back side and go ahead and tighten your brake line basically until you hear a squeak. That's when you know the crush washers have done their job. Actually, that's about good right there. Wipe away the excess brake fluid. Then at that point, you are ready to install the pins. Now make sure the brake pad is all the way up against the hardware here. And you want to slide the pin through the hole in the brake pad. Okay, now ready for the other side. There, it's all the way through. Go ahead and do the same thing with the bottom. Again, you just have to take your time and kind of guide it through. Once one side's done, the other side's usually pretty easy. And at that point, you're ready to do the same thing on the other side. Moving on to the rear, the idea here is first you want to take care of these pins. Then you want to loosen the bottom bolt on the back side to give yourself some wiggle room to be able to move the bracket enough before the emergency brake or the parking brake in order to get the top bolt loose. Made it a series of short sockets and long extensions to take care of that top bolt, but we'll dive in and show you how. Take care of the pins. And keep in mind these pins are under pressure. So what you want to do is hold in the clip, pull the pin out the back side. At that point, you honestly can just kind of let the pin go or let the retaining clip go. Do the same thing for the bottom. Go ahead and pull that clip out. You set them down. Then you could pull the brake pads out. So to be honest, it really doesn't matter. You can pull the whole caliper out with the brake pads, but you also can pull the brake pads out from the top, whichever way you'd like. All right, we've already loosened up this bottom bolt. The key here again is to loosen up this bottom bolt to give yourself some wiggle room with the parking brake assembly to be able to get that loose. Before we take it completely off, we're going to go ahead and take care of this brake hose. You see the crush washer on there. You want to make sure you get that off. On the bottom too. You're ready to finish taking off the caliper. Now you have your factory caliper off. You can go ahead and set that aside. It's time to grab your new caliper, put it up into place. You can go ahead and get the top bolt started. Just go ahead and set that aside for a minute. Once it's hanging on its own, this is a great time to take care of the brake hose. What you want to do is grab a new crush washer. Make sure you remove the old crush washers. Go ahead and get your crush washers on either side here, and you're ready to bolt it to the caliper. Wipe your hands clean. Now you can relax a little bit and get back to tightening up the caliper. All right, go ahead and do the bottom bolt. All right, that's started. Go ahead and get that thing rolling. At this point, you're ready to go ahead and put the brake pads in. All right, keep in mind the squealer goes in the front. Want these holes to line up with the caliper. Now you want to go ahead and get your hardware into place. You're ready to start getting this through. It's probably easier to do one at a time. This spring clip down. You slide the front in. Be careful not to hit the caliper like I just did. Make sure they're flush. And at that point, you go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and bleed the brakes, and then your installation's finished. If you're looking to make your 2016 plus GT350 stand out from the crowd, these GT350R brake calipers will do just that. The red contrasts really well against the lead foot gray, along with any other Shelby GT350 color as well. And on top of that, while you have those calipers out, it's a great time to upgrade to some Hawk Performance brake pads. Both this caliper kit and the brake pads are available right here at Steeda.com. If you like the content of this video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell to get that next video notification on your phone. Comment below. Let us know what you think of the 350R calipers on this car, and if you plan on picking them up for your vehicle. And don't forget the most important thing, speed matters.